Good morning, everyone. Today we're in the RW yard. We're going to do some track relocation here. Currently, what we have in the yard are these 4 tracks. This track is the arrival track, the departure track, track 1, track 2, track 3. And then this little stub here is for the locomotives normally. So what I found is over here on track 3, there's an issue getting into the track if I need to re-rail or uncouple, and it puts the track distance away from where I want to actually work. The departure track here up front is quite long. It's the longest track of the 4. So what we're going to do is relocate the 2 tracks here, this track here and this track here. So this track is the arrival track, this is the departure track, and they connect back into each other back here at this curve switch getting onto the main line. So what I'm going to do is take this track here and cut it around here somewhere and make that the local track. What we'll do then is, so this track here will end up being cut back. We're going to relocate this switch a little bit so that the far track is going to connect into the current local track. So the track will come here and then connect into the turnout back here somewhere. This track, so this track here will be gone here. This track will now be the arrival track, and this track here will be the departure track. So what will happen is the train will be made up on the 4th track here. So this track would eventually be empty for the makeup of the trains, and then the train would depart here and connect back in. So the yard will become track 1, track 2, and track 3 with the departure track in the back. So that's what we're going to start today, and we'll share the progress as we go on. Okay, see you soon. Okay, the tracks have been taken out. This is the new local track, or what will be the local track once everything is nailed back down. Coming back around the curve here, I'm going to end up painting all this, the green, so it's all blended in, and then we'll start laying track. But the track is all out, all the way back to where the curved turnout was here that connects to the main. So we'll paint this all out and we'll be back in a second. Okay, the OSB has been painted. Here's the 3-way switch and the new departure track ready to be connected. Coming around the curve here, we have the curved turnout temporarily installed, connected to the main line. And this is just a little tip to your novice model railroaders out there. Paint your sub base before you put your track down, so you don't end up with an instance like this if you're not going to scenic right away. Another reason I didn't want to ballast yet is that I wasn't sure that the track work would be complete and done moving. And here's an example where we had a tear up track, and it would have been a pain in the neck if the ballast was there. So next we're going to install the 2 tracks connecting the arrival track and departure track, connecting the curved turnout to the yard tracks. Okay, be right back. Okay, the track is temporarily in place. Cut the size. It isn't tacked down yet or feeders yet. We're gonna get that all lined up next. What I've got on the upper track here is a larger radius, which is going to help, and it's also much longer. So the 2 tracks, the lower track is the arrival track, the farther track is the departure track, and then they go into the 3-way turnout here, and now the yard is classified as track 1, 2, 3 from front to back, and then the drill track is the empty track in the back here. So there'll be no issues reaching over anymore like there was before. So next we will get the track tacked down permanently, get some feeders wired to it, and then we will weather it. The track in the arrival track in the front here is recycled from what we've torn up, and then the back track is just some track left over from the old railroad that I recycled. So as you can kind of probably see, is the front track is weathered brown, the black track has the black ties. So we'll take care of that with some acrylic airbrush paint once we get everything working well and set in place. Okay, be back soon. And here's the completed relocation. The track has been weathered. The ties have filled in the gaps between the flex track joints, and everything is working well. The track is painted with acrylics put through an airbrush, thinned properly, and you can see the difference between the track that has been put over the previously painted green versus tracks here which were put down on the bare OSB. I'll know definitely next time to paint everything before I put the track down. Again, once the ballast is put in, you won't notice it, but it stands out pretty prevalently here. So the biggest takeaway of this relocation is that I end up getting room for 2 more cars in the yard, and it may not seem like a lot, but 2 cars in the yard is 2 extra cars is definitely going to help with switching operations. So we're all done here. We're going to run some trains and see how everything works out so far. So thanks for staying tuned, and we'll be back soon with another video. Take care. Bye-bye.